Hello, 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 friends. How's everybody doing today? I pray you're doing well and clinging to Jesus. We're going to continue our reading of one chapter of the book of Luke leading up to Christmas. And it's an awesome project, and I've been so blessed by everybody that's joining in with me. And today was actually supposed to be Aaron's mom, Pammy. We call her Bubba, right? But we're having technical difficulties, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read for us. And if I get hers and figure out how to get it downloaded and all that stuff, then I'll post hers as well. And if anybody wants to be my tech support, the pay is nothing and the hours are long, as Aaron would say. Email me. No, I've learned a lot through this project, so God's taught me a lot. But Juliana, this is my daughter, Juliana, just got out of the bathtub. And she's going to sit here with me while I read Luke chapter 6. But first, she wanted to show you her cartwheel and her one-hand cartwheel. Okay? So I'm going to move my desk chair out of the way here. Okay. Okay, so, all right, make it quick. Woo! All right, and now for the one hand. Oh, we got skills that pay the bills around here. Nice, Jules. We call her Jules. She is our special Jewel. Okay. All right. Come on and have a seat while Mommy reads. We are talking about and reading the Bible all the time, aren't we? It's just one of our favorite things to do. Okay. So Luke chapter 6. Now it happened on the second Sabbath after the first that he went through the grain fields. He and his disciples plucked the heads of grain and ate them, rubbing them in their hands. And some of the Pharisees said to them, "Why are you doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath?" But Jesus, answering them, said, "Have you not even read this, what David did when he was hungry? He and those who were with him, how he went into the house of God and took and ate the showbread, and also gave some to those with him, which is not lawful for anybody but priests to eat?" And he said to them, "The Son of Man is also Lord of the Sabbath." Now it happened on another Sabbath also that he entered the synagogue and taught. And a man was there whose right hand was withered. So the scribes and Pharisees watched him closely, whether he would heal on the Sabbath, that they might find an accusation against him. But he knew their thoughts and said to the man who had the withered hand, "Arise and stand here." And he arose and stood. Then Jesus said to them, "I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do evil, to save or to destroy?" And when he had looked around at them all, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he did. And so his hand was restored as whole as the other. But they were filled with rage and discussed with one another what they might do to Jesus. Now it came to pass in those days that he went out to the mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer to God. And when it was day, he called his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12, from whom he also named apostles: Simon, who's named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon called the Zealot, Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who also became a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a level place with a great crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of people from all of Judea and Jerusalem, and from the sea coast of Tyre and Sidon, who came to hear him and be healed of their diseases, as well as those who were tormented with unclean spirits, and they were healed. And the whole multitude sought to touch him, for power went out from him and healed them all. Then he lifted his eyes toward his disciples and said, "Blessed are you, poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you shall be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you shall laugh. Blessed are you when men hate you, and when they exclude you and revile you and cast your name out as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for indeed your reward is great in heaven. For in like manner their fathers did to the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are full, for you shall hunger. Woe to you who laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Woe to you when all men speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who spitefully use you. To him who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other also, and from him who takes away your cloak, do not withhold your tunic either. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from him who takes away your goods, do not ask them back. Just as you would want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise. But if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those from whom you hope to receive back, what credit is that to you? For even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much back. But love your enemies, do good and lend, hoping for nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be the sons of the Most High, for he is kind to the unthankful and evil. Therefore be merciful, just as your Father is also merciful. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be put into your bosom. For with the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. And he spoke a parable to them. Can the blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into the ditch? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone who is perfectly trained will be like his teacher. And what do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the plank in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, brother, let me remove the speck that's in your eye, when you yourself do not see the plank that's in your own eye? Hypocrite! First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck that is in your brother's eye. For a good tree does not bear bad fruit, nor does a bad tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For men do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they gather grapes from a bramble bush. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks. But why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on the earth with a foundation against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great. So there is Luke chapter 6, one of the very most beautiful in all of Luke. So many awesome lessons in there. And it's all about loving Jesus with our heart, isn't it, Jules? It sure is. So we love you guys. And you want to say, go Jesus, go with me? You guys always do. Say, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go Jesus, go.
And mwah. Bye.